Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Music Scrap, the musical scrapper, an impromptu. Let me move my camera here for a minute. A bit of an impromptu Saturday early evening stream because Paula is going to be on, so I'm going to warm up everyone for Paula. Ha! Hey, Lori. Woohoo! Nice to see you. So if you're watching live on my YouTube, if you're watching the recording on YouTube, this is being recorded live on ustream.tv/channel/music scrap. And my voice is still not back 100%, but it's getting there. Oh, hi, Carrie. Long time no see. Hope everything is okay. Haven't seen you in forever. Paula won't stream unless you're in bed, Eileen. Well, you can always take your computer to bed with you, or you could lie. My acrylic cart's not set up yet, so I just grabbed the colors I thought I was going to need. Now, on part one of this video, I already put on the air dry clay, and it dried from Thursday. Well, by last night it was dry enough to paint, but I just wasn't ready to stream last night, so figured I'd do it today. Okay. So, my poor water bucket was starting to look a lot like Dee Dee's. It had dried when I put it up on the shelf. I didn't realize I had left it there with dirty water in it. So it dried with the water evaporated and left icky paint behind, and I still didn't get the corners. I need to soak it in Javex or something. Bleach. Caribou, yeah. So, hello to everyone. Robin! Hi, how are you? How is Dylan? I won't say anything beyond that on stream, but I hope he's doing well. Nice to see you. Oh, did I? Oh, my tweet went through. I forgot to change the auto wording. Oh, well. So I just have to dry my gesso here. So, yeah, so last night, just as Debbie started streaming, well, actually it was most of the afternoon, we had several hours of thunder and lightning and heavy rain and heavy winds. And every time I went on to the Weather Network app, it said, cloudy with light rain. I'm like, really? Someone's not manning the post at the Weather Network app on my phone, because, yeah, they were just a little bit off. There are trees down everywhere. Power was out most of the day, and for like 6,000 people. And geesh. Hey, Jerry Ann, nice to see you. Hey, Kimberly. So we have an anonymous, we have Bunny, we have Monique, Buttonatic Monique, we have Robin, Carrie, Jerry Ann, Dr. Dot, we have Eileen, we have Jen, MPR, we have Judy Beauty and Jillian, hey Jillian, and Kimberly and Linda Mayo, and we have Lori, so. All right, I think I'll just make sure all the gesso in the crevices here is dry. Oh. Hey, Bunny. Wow, Dorothy. That's amazing. She cycled from London to Paris today, and she hadn't cycled since she was an infant until she started training in January. They raised 39,999 pounds. Really? They couldn't get one more pound in there? Gosh. I used air dry clay, Eileen, the same as I did at Christmas time with the Peggy's Cove rocks. So they're all air dry clay, and I just glued it down with gel medium. So now I got them gessoed. So I'm going to start with the sky. Which in the photo, the sky is completely blue and clear with no clouds at all. So I need some of my blue and white to make my light blue. So I'm just using student quality paints. Some are Artist Loft, some are Liquitex Basics. I don't know if this is for me or if it's for a friend. My best friend wanted me to do a painting for her, and I asked her what. She said a beach scene. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to watercolor a beach scene, and then I'll let her choose which one she wants. Well, actually, Robin, it's called My Dollar Store for a little while. Had some Daz, is it D-A-Z? I ran out, so I threw it out. This is actually polyform that I bought at Michael's, but the German one, I think it's DAZ, air dry clay. My Dollarama had it for $4, and it's $17.99 at Michael's. And Dollarama had it for $4. Now they only had it for a few weeks, so they must have bought some leftover stock or something from Michael's, from the truck or whatever. Oops, sorry. That was not the artist. Hey, CB. Yeah, and yeah. She didn't want to say in chat, so she has not said yet. So I am going to use on the top part, I'm going to use my probably 3/4 inch flat brush. And these are my acrylic brushes. I have a separate set of brushes that I use for acrylics. I probably have way too much paint out here on my palette. I'm probably going to put in a few clouds, even though just for interest. Of course, I have to get back into the mode of painting with acrylic and not watercolor because it's kind of a totally different concept. I'm going to switch to my angle brush here just as I get closer to the rocks here to give me better. A little better control. Oh! Hi, Ange! Hugs! We were just talking about you. Well, I have discovered that I absolutely love watercoloring glass. I've done marbles, I've done glass wine, a decanter shaped like a boot. I've done, this week I did glass fruit, but I was off for like 5 weeks with this dang flu. So I'm just very glad to be back at painting, to tell you the truth. Oh, Ange, so sorry, honey. Oh, thanks, Monique. Oh, really, Ange? Oh my goodness. I won't say anything out loud, obviously, but well, I guess it's not what I was thinking the problem was, so I guess that's a good thing. Or not. Could be worse. So if you didn't read my tweet earlier today, my poor massage therapist, she tweeted me, and a tree in their yard got blown over by the wind last night, landed on their car, and it tore the power wire right off their house. So they have to get the power reconnected to their house. They had to get firemen had to come and oh shoot, I got way too much on my brush here. Where is that line? Oh, I have to draw my line back in. Just a minute. I have to draw my horizon back in because the gesso went over it too much. Oh, there. Find my pencil here. Of course, it doesn't really matter if I go down over the sea line because the sea is just going to be a darker blue. Okay. And then the beach is on an angle. Excuse me. The minute I start talking, start coughing. Excuse me a minute, I need a lozenge. There. Hi, May. Nice to see you. Where did I put gesso? I gessoed the whole panel. Once the air dry clay dried, I put gesso over everything. I'm going to have to do that with a smaller brush. So, gotta make sure I go across. Poor Eileen was so sick, she was totally out of the loop. She was like, this afternoon, it was like, Ange, what are you in the hospital for? And then Debbie talked about her wrist, and she was like, oh my gosh, what did you do with your wrist? See if you miss. Stay away for a couple of days around here, and you miss a lot of news. Oh no, Monique, were you? Oh dear. Hey, Mindy. So I'm just using a smaller brush to get the sky area in under here. It needs a little more white though, because it's too dark. Oh, I hope my head's not in all your way here. This has to be straight because it's the horizon line. Oh, crap. Speaking of, it has to be straight, and then I go way down over the stupid line. It's all right. The sea is going to be darker anyway. Oh, that's right. It's not watercolor, so it's not as big a deal. I can cover it up. Oh, okay, gotcha. Luckily, when I had my gallbladder surgery, they were able to do it laparoscopically, but my doctor had me stay overnight anyway because I lived alone and because of my eyesight and my lymphedema. He wanted to be sure I was going to be all right, thank goodness, because I got quite ill from the anesthesia, so I'm really glad I wasn't home alone. Now I need to dry this, and I need to fade in some white a little bit. Hey, Carol. All right, so I'm going to dry this. The name sounds familiar, Jillian, but I don't know. I must have at some point because I kind of recognized the name when you posted it. Why put gesso? Well, because it is a pre-gessoed board, but canvas board, but I don't know how well, I mean, it's just a cheap one, so I didn't know how good the gesso was that it was, in the factory that it's put on. It just primes it so that it doesn't, completely soak into the canvas board. And the same with the air dry clay. I don't know how absorbent it is, so you put gesso on it. You don't waste as much paint. It just stops the whatever you're painting on from being absorbent. Just like you prime a wall. If you're painting a wall, you get a better covering of paint if you prime it first and then put paint. Hi, Trimus. Didn't see you come in there. This is in one of our national parks here in New Brunswick. Not a provincial park, it's a national park. Fundy National Park's part of Fundy National Park. But anyway, this is called Hopewell Rocks. This is the Bay of Fundy. And this Bay of Fundy, this is low tide. My sister is actually standing on the bottom of the sea floor. When the tide comes in, the water fills up to about here, about 30 feet, 35 feet. Yeah, it's a little too blue. I have to put a little bit of white in it. My problem always when I'm painting with acrylics is that I always put the paint on too thick. Always my big problem. It's okay, that's gonna get brown over top of it anyway, so. Alright, so sorry, oh, you're doing a road trip out east, Trimus? Oh. Thanks, Judy. You're fun to do. Kind of like to think I haven't seen a lot of people doing this kind of thing exactly. So Not that I invented it or anything, but it's kind of like, I haven't seen a lot of other people do it, so I'm kind of proud of it. I've seen other people use clay, obviously, in mixed media pieces, but I think it's kind of cool. They did all those Piggy's Cove pieces and the falls that I did for my Christmas presents. Okay, I need it. Uh-oh. There we go. That's better. Just trying to put a little texture in the sky. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm off screen there a little bit. Just trying to add a little texture in the sky. Oh, you're heading to Peterborough next weekend, are you, Robin? Cool. I did, Judy. I watched it before that's why I was so late getting into the shower, because I started watching it and I had to keep watching it before I got in the shower. I kind of wanted to finish it. That's why I was so late getting into my shower today. When we're talking about, if you're watching the recording, we're talking about Lindsay's watercolor gems recording she did live yesterday. Excuse me. I don't really want it to look like clouds because it was, like I said, it was a completely cloud-free day, the day we were there, but it doesn't make as interesting a painting. So I just want it to kind of look like there's a little something going on in the sky. There, I think I like that. So I need to stop when I like things. Learned that the hard way. Oh, I hope so too, Robin. He's been through so much. Poor guy. Is he done of his treatments? Yes, Lindsay is on YouTube and she does YouTube Live. Lindsay, the frugal crafter, Carrie. She does amazing, 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 amazing YouTube videos. She does wonderful watercolor. And she's a very good teacher. The frugal crafter. It's showing up a little bit darker on camera than it is in real life, but not too bad. If you haven't found Lindsay before, she has something like 1,600 videos on her YouTube channel, and every one of them is amazing. Some is cards, some is, she does do some acrylic, but mostly watercolor. But she does cards, stamping, everything. Excuse me. And she's an hour away from Bangor, Maine, out in the boondocks of Maine. So she's almost my neighbor. Okay, so now I think I'll do the water now as well. As you can see, the water has brown in it. It is very brownish because it's got a sandy, with the high tides and the fast tides. It's got the highest and most powerful tides in the world in the Bay of Fundy. And means that there's a lot of sand and silt and muck in the water. Yeah, she even does some kids' crafts and stuff. Oh, really? Oh, and he sailed through that, Robin? Oh my gosh, good for him. Well, I think of you and Dylan a lot, Robin. So I'm glad you are here. So what I'm going to do is I need to add, oh dang it, I don't have any purple and I didn't put any red in here. I want kind of a purpley, I may have to get up and go get some red, because I want to add a little red to some of this blue for that. One moment, please. Be right back. You can fast forward if you're watching the recording. You can fast forward a minute or so. Just need to go out in the hallway where my acrylic cart is to grab a red. I didn't know I was going to need red. Oh, I don't think I have. Oh, wait a minute. I have one here. I might be able to make a little purple. It's an orangey red, but it still might work. I want to try and mix a little bit of purple. See if this will make a purple or not. It might be too orangey. Don't need much at all. It might be going too brownish. You know what? That's going to be okay. It's almost it's not quite as purpley as I want, but I think it might do the trick. So much easier with water. I mean, of course, the fact that I'm using student grade paints doesn't help because it's much harder to mix. Student grade paints. Dorothy, you Brits really love your Grand Prix racing, don't you? Probably more British watching the Canadian Grand Prix than Canadians. To me, car racing seems silly. Bunch of cars going around in the circle like they're lost. I don't know. Don't understand it. So I'm going to use my nice little fine brush here. Oh, well, maybe not this one because this one seems to be a little bit hard. I don't know if I'll be able to paint with it or not. Let's see if I can get a good point on this one or not. My acrylic brushes are crappy brushes. Okay, I might be able to do it with this. So right now I am going to paint in the landmass right here. It's on the other side. Which is Nova Scotia, obviously. Well, I shouldn't say obviously, but it is Nova Scotia. I almost thought about I need white into this. All right, hold on. I gotta use that brush, that other brush, even though it's a little stiff. All right. Now for the water. So I think that brush sucks. That can become a maybe detailed glue brush or something, because that one sucks big time. It's just a cheapo one. Anyway, but okay. So I need some brownish blue. So here's my brown. Here's my brown. I need brown with white. With some white. I seriously, I started to say this several times, but I seriously considered using my watercolor ground on top of this and doing this in watercolor. But then it would have to be placed in a shadow box behind glass. So, I don't know. So I decided not to. Now I'm going to see what happens if I mix. I'm going to keep some of this separate. If I mix a little blue with this, what's going to happen? Does it stay kind of bluey brown? Yeah, it's a good color, I think, actually. Oh, I think I went up too high on that. It's all right. I can add more of the blue in there. Fix my horizon. It's easier to fix your horizon with acrylic. And it doesn't matter if I get a little of this brownish blue on my rocks, because they're going to be brown anyway eventually. Now what I want to do is, while that's still wet, although I'm still trying not to think watercolor, but I am obviously. I want to take some blue. Okay, I need to go in and fix that land across the way there. All right, Ange. See you all soon. Take it easy. I did, CB. I did use a ruler, but I should have used it with my paint too. So I am going to I need another baby wipe here. That one's all dirty. I even got my T-square here. I'm just really bad with a paintbrush, CB, so I totally messed up my horizon. Oh, for crap's sakes, I'm ruining it. And I need a little more brown. in this spot here. And blue. Well, the horizon is straight, but the shoreline isn't. The horizon's here. Okay. All right, what's next? Next up is I think the rocky sea bottom here first. So this nice brown that I have mixed here is a good color to start with. And I need to use a, let's see, I think I like my angle brush for this too. I don't think I have enough though. So it was brown. With some white. So I'm just mixing my brown with white on a palette to get a nice lighter color because my brown's too dark. This is just a picture I took, so no fancy photography or anything. Hey, CB, I can see you. Oh, CB. Oh, someone's texting me. My sister's moving into, well, They have their house until June 28th, but they did the big part of the move with the movers today into their nice luxury apartment. Sold their house in a matter of 3 weeks being on the market, actually about 2.5 weeks on the market, and it sold. And so now they're joining the renting world, which is very smart. They both retire in 5 years. Their house was going to be in the need of major repairs within 5 years. What's the point? Owning a home is not an investment like it used to be. And why should they spend all of their retirement days doing repair work and stuff when they can pay rent and have the lawn and yard work all done and repairs? Something breaks, toilet breaks, just call the landlord and gets it fixed. Oh, sorry, Monique. Rest well. Yeah, I added those just for a little extra pop. Now there is no white along the edge here of the but I am going to add a little just so it looks like the water is actually, I like that color better. It's a little lighter. I think it needs more light like that. It's too dark now that I see it on the whole thing. It's okay. We're going to get lots of texture in this anyway because it's a. Like I said, it's floor of the ocean. Ocean floor. But, okay. So, now let's dry that so I can do the shaded part. Oh, well, it's not in Canada. It's not cheaper. Their rent is about the same. They figured it out. The rent that they're paying for this gorgeous 2-bedroom plus den luxury apartment, it includes the heat and hot water, and it's the same as what they were paying for their mortgage and for their water bill, for their property tax, and their sewer water, not sewer, their water, yeah, their water bill and their property tax. They're actually going to be paying less per month than owning their own home. Plus, they don't have to do any yard work. Plus, they get the heat and hot water, AC all included. So, yeah, it's definitely worth it here. Yeah, well, they're outside Halifax, so they're renting in Dartmouth actually. So, and there's a Sobeys store right across the street where Mike's hoping to get transferred to the Sobeys store right across the street from where they live. She's closer to her work, so they'll be saving money on gas, especially if he can get transferred to the store across the street from where they live. Yeah, they're paying $1,300 a month for rent. So, and that includes their heat and hot water. and it's a luxury building. There's a common, up on the roof, there's a common patio with a barbecue area. They have gorgeous patio even of their own that's huge. Really nice size patio. They can have patio furniture out there and a barbecue on their own patio. Plus, there's a barbecue up on the roof that they kind of have often have, parties or barbecues, bring your own food kind of barbecues for the building, that kind of thing. So it's really nice. Well, Robin, actually, my brother-in-law is great. He's very good at handyman stuff. He can fix almost anything. He can't do major plumbing or major electrical, but I mean, he replaced all their own toilets. He replaced the tub and they did all the tiling. They put ceramic tile in their basement. They did that all themselves. But they just want to know how much, they just want to know every month how much they're going to have to pay during their retirement. They don't want to have surprise costs popping in. All right, so now I'm going to take, since I ended up, I don't think I have any white, just plain white left on my palette, so I need some more white. They just want to know. I mean, neither of them have huge jobs. So, when they retire, they're not going to have a lot of extra leftover money for fixing the foundation on their house or replacing windows. So they didn't want to have any of that to worry about in their retirement. So there, that's just going to make it add a little bit of, and I'm going to put a teeny tiny line of white over here. Oops, I took too much off, I guess. On the other landmass, just to define it over there. There we go. I think I need to get any white with in this spot. I'm going to have to use this one that's totally messed up. There we go. That just defines that area a little bit. Just taking liberties. So coming from here and over to there. Okay, so now I need to take I think some Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray is in a little, there it is. And I think I just need to add a little bit of that to this brown color to make my shade color. That looks good. So I just added some Payne's Gray. To my brown color. to make a nice shade color. Oh, no. I think, I just had an idea. Wasting that paint, but I don't care. I think I should use, if it's here, better be here because it's where it's supposed to be. Where's my shading gray? Oh, I thought it was here. It was right in that basket all along. Where did it go? Pretty sure I don't remember moving it when I cleaned up. Oh, I didn't really totally clean my desk yet, so it should be here. Dang it. Well, darn it all. Where's my shading gray? Oh, well, I guess because my shading gray is translucent, so that would have been nice to use. I could add glazing medium to this, but I don't have it right now. It's my rubber thingy for... It's really strange because it was right in that basket all along. All right, never mind. I'll use this one that I mixed up anyway. Okay, so I'm just going to draw the line. This is the shadow of the elephant rock. Like I said on Thursday, this part of the elephant rock isn't there anymore. This front part fell off. Very cool, Robin. I'm glad. Your house is beautiful. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking chat, going back on, see what I missed. I'm out of practice of following chat. Oh, it turned out okay anyway. That looks like a nice shadow. All right, so for the rocks, I'm going to start with a more golden color for the base, just to make it a little different. Although in the picture, it's very close, except where the sun is shining. It's very close to this, but I want to kind of give it a more lively undertone. So I'm going to use my raw sienna color, except what the, oh, there it is, duh. What color is it? Yeah, raw sienna as the base for the rocks. And this is a Liquitex Basics one. Hey, Ella! Welcome, welcome. Ouch! You guys keep an eye on Twitter in case Paula decides to come on early. Let me know. Still 2 hours before she usually comes on, but well, I didn't move around because of military, but I moved around a lot just because I was trying to with my job. But even once I was in the same job, I moved from one apartment to another within the same community several times. I've moved like 22 times in my adult. The longest I was ever anywhere, I owned my house, I was there for 9 years. So that's the longest I was ever anywhere since I was 17. So, okay, so, but I love this place. This is where I'm going to stay until I need, even with the mouse problem. Mouse problem appears to be over, thank God. And I'm almost all cleaned up, so just have to finish the craft room tomorrow. I'm going to be working all day in my craft room, do my finished cleaning up. There's a few things that still need to find shelves, empty cabinets. Everything I put in bins. A lot of paper products I put in bins while the mice were inhabiting my place here, so that all has to go away. So this is going to be the undercut color for the rocks, and then the darker areas will get darker paint. Oh, that brush wasn't wet enough at all. Hold on, I need to wet my brush. So by using the clay, you already get a certain amount of texture that you don't have to paint in. You can just, you still have to, do some detailing and stuff, but obviously I didn't put every single, I put in the major designs of, of the rocks, cracks and stuff like that in. I'll go around the edge with my smaller brush in a minute. I'll do the big sections first here. I'm adding just a little wee tiny bit of water so that it's easier to get the paint down in the crevices here of the clay. Thanks, Eileen. That's the only thing, Dot. I really wish I had a shower stall instead of a tub because it's extremely hard. So, shower days for me are very special days. But I must say, guys, the only benefit to my flu is when I was first diagnosed. Well, I really did need the prednisone because I was wheezing very badly when I started. So technically, it wasn't really a misdiagnosis, but it wasn't just my asthma. It ended up being the flu. But anyway, the prednisone has seemed to rid my knees of a lot of the inflammation because the pain in my knees from my arthritis has reduced from a 7 or 8 to like a 1. They're still stiff. They're still not very strong. But oh, got a little over exuberant here. So that's the only thing because they were really, really bad before my flu. I mean, they had gone up to 8, some days 9 pain, and they were tweaking easily. They were collapsing on me. It was really bad. I was about to go to the doctor for pain meds. And the prednisone, after my 4 days of prednisone for my, masked the flu symptoms, but it healed my knee. Well, it's helped my knee. So now I'm taking the Tylenol arthritis, hoping I can keep the pain away. Oh, I know, Jillian. I mean, I still have the pain from my lymphedema, but it's much more bearable now than without the knee pain on top of it. That's for sure. Get the edge here. Make sure I get the edge here as well. Of course, I still have to have my trees up on top. That'll be the last step. Because they have trees that grow up above the water level. Believe it or not, on top of those rocks. Oh, yeah, Jillian, my sister's going to a pain doctor as well because her arthritis is in her back and she's got 2 totally empty crushed discs in her back plus her scoliosis. So they finally got her into the pain clinic. All right, so now I need to go and do the edges here. I'm sorry if you can't see this, but I have to kind of move it so that I can see what I'm doing here. But I'm just trying to get down along the edges. Now, I could have opted to create these rocks. Probably would have been easier to paint. And let them dry. And then paint them and then add them to the board. I could have done that. Probably would have been easier to do it that way. Yeah, Jillian, my sister, too. My sister's been on the waiting list to go see the surgeon for her back for almost 4 years now. 3 years. But she's okay with that anyway because the type of surgery that she needs on her discs, the research she's done say about 40% say it's really helped. 10% say it didn't help one way or the other. But there's almost 50% of people that say that it almost made their pain worse. And plus they had to go through the surgery and the 6 weeks of healing. So she's kind of like, she's not sure she wants to go the surgery route if she can control the pain. But I mean, poor thing, she can't even bend over and pick something up off the floor. And she works at a job where she has to sit at a computer station all day and type on the computer, which isn't ideal either. So I've got my 1/2 inch angle brush here. So it's easy to get in. It's got a point for your teeny tiny areas. Thank you, Jillian. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Dot. Ella, she's not ready for that yet. Simply because she really is trying not to go the whole narcotic pain route, as you know, she's trying to do anyway. But like the doctor's saying to her, you have to, Janet, because it's harming her heart with the body dealing with so much pain. So she is now, I think the end of the month is her first appointment at the pain clinic. I think it's the end of this month. So I am sure that they will be dealing with that, Dot, at that time, I hope. Because, I mean, we have a history of heart issues in our family. So, Mom's father died after a couple of heart attacks. Mom had aortic stenosis, so had to have her aortic valve replaced 12 years ago. And that's major surgery, even worse than bypass, because they actually have to cut right into your heart muscle and replace that valve. It's horrible surgery. So she doesn't need to add any other heart issues on top of what she's already dealing with. So I know, Eileen, you're talking about drinking. Of course you are. I would expect nothing less from my gang of hooligans that visit my live stream. If you guys have never come, if you're watching on the recording and you've never been to a live you stream, I tell ya, you're missing out a lot of fun. Lots of fun things happening in the chat. I just ignore some of it because, they're so silly. But it is fun being in the chat. We welcome newbies. Some of us, like Eileen and Dee Dee and Paula and Carrie, who's on hiatus right now, but we've known each other for like 7 years. And then some newbies, we've got some other people who've been 3 or 4 or 5 years, some that have been only here a couple of months. And we welcome all people who are going to be nice and polite and not rude. We've only had a couple of instances of unfriendly people over the 7 years. So definitely worth Ella, it's air dry clay. Thursday, on my recording on Thursday, I did the rocks. So it's air dry clay just attached with gel medium, like I did with my Peggy's Cove rocks at Christmas time. So it's just a nice air dry clay. Polyform version, but the DOS stuff works nice too. It has to be air dry clay, so not clay that needs baked. Oh, and Robin, you were talking about the Dollarama version. Z brought some of that, and it doesn't dry. It didn't dry for her. In the silver package, foil package. Hi, Linda with a Y. Uh-oh, May asked a good question. Hold on. Oh, never mind, May. We even have people who English is not their first language, like May, who join us. May is from Norway. They get to practice their English. I wish I knew as much Norwegian as she knows English. She does extremely well. We have people who come to chats from all over the world. Australia, Canada, US, Germany. We have one from Belgium who visits us occasionally. We have one from Netherlands, excuse me, it's not Holland. We have one from the Netherlands who visits us on occasion. Oh, it takes weeks to harden. Yeah, it happens to be, it just happened to be that my Dollarama, when I happened to go in once, and they had the real made in Italy or Germany, wherever it was, air dry clay. I bought 4 packages of it. But my cousin and her friends, Margaret and her friends, they want to do a paint night. When they saw her thing that I made for them, so I said to them, we have to do 2 nights because it takes a while. You have to let the air dry clay dry before you can start painting on it. So, but they want to do a paint night where we do a scene like this. Okay, so let's see. Whoops. All right. Good. So that's that color put on. That should be a pretty good color for the shine, for the sun glowing parts. You're welcome, May. Uh-oh, am I frozen? Hello? Oh, okay. No, it's good here. It must be just CB. All right. All right, so I'm just going to hit it with the heat gun. Most of it should be dry, but just in case you try and paint over it, it will lift the layer underneath, so it has to be totally dry. Oh, yay, CB, welcome back. All right. That looks cool. I like that. All right, so now I need to mix in some of my other brown with this sienna, just so that the brown is burnt umber. So I'm just going to mix some burnt umber in with this sienna to darken it up for the darker areas so that it'll keep the same tonal quality, just darker color. See, I can use fancy words and everything. Fancy words. Jody! Oh, Robin, they're silly. We were talking about this being the elephant rock the other day. Yeah, anyway. May's just being bad. Trying to make us jealous. Me? Oh, gosh. I need a drink of coffee after that. And I think I need to put some plain brown here too, because I'm going to have some darker for shadows. For the darkest shadows. Oops. Yeah, I think I need a little bit more raw umber in that mixture I made. Oh, wow. Hold on, I've got some kind of weird gunk going on my brush here. I think the brown paint's got some scuzzy stuff that came out with it. Okay, been so long since I've used my acrylic paints. Holy cow. Okay, and then I'm gonna need some just plain umber as well. Okay, because I need to brush over top of this. There. Okay. All right, then here. I need to add some shading right along here. And then the inside here like this. Well, the poor elephant lost his trunk anyway last spring, so it just fell right off right here at the collapsed. Okay, so I'm starting with this mid-tone. May have to add some darker later, but we'll start with this now and see what happens. That crevice needs to get some nice dark, so do that with the darkest. Right here. Eileen. Oh no, Mindy. I am not controlling my chat. Forget that. guys can deal with that yourself. Sorry, not a chance. Don't think it's even possible. Okay, hold on. I think I really need to make this whole part darker and then use my darker brown for the shadows so that my brights show up. The sunshiny brights show up better. I think that's what I need to do. Yeah, I do think that. So I'm gonna put this color on every place except the sun highlighted areas. And then I'll go back in with my dark brown. Oh, I overshot that a little bit. Needed a little bit of the sun. I'll have to go back for that. All right, now on this one, there's not as much dark. More of it is facing the sun. But most of this next one is in the shadow of this one, except for just a small line of it that's bright. I'm actually probably going to have to add some bright to that because I think it's too dark already. And then this, I don't know. I've just discovered that I love painting. I mean, I love watercolors too, but I love this too, using the clay and the acrylics. But I think I'm going to do a similar one. I have a nice shot from up above, looking down onto the rocks. And I think I'm going to do that one, but then put the watercolor ground on it and try it with watercolors. So I think that's what I'm going to do my next canvas. So it'll be the same rocks, but a different angle. Dot. Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, hold on. I better look at these texts, see what's happening. Oh. It's my massage therapist. They got their power back, but no internet or phone yet. Okay. All right. I am missing. I did not get too much white showing. I'm going to have to get a very fine brush. Thanks, CB. Well, that's why I decided to use the golden brown there, and I think I'm going to add some of this the golden color down here as well. I'm going to mix some water and do a wash to brighten this part up as well. Uh-oh, Ella. Oh my goodness! The tree fell right in the front door porch, like right in the front. Oh my goodness. They can't even get out their back front door. Yeesh. Yeah, I think I'm going to add. All right, so I'm going to add a little water. Got my spray bottle here somewhere. There it is. I'm going to put some water on my KFC palette here. And I'm just going to do a wash of this golden color down here, I think. It'll just warm up. It'll warm it up down here, I think. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. Oh, I think I like that. It also helps that shadow pop too. I'm going to go right over that. But that will also help that stay warm even though it is a shadow. Just do a glaze of golden color. Oh yeah, that I like that. I think that's nice. All right, so let's go in with, just need to add a little bit of the gold to the tops of these rocks to brighten them up. Actually, I think I need to add a little white into that. Oh, hold on. Kind of like that. Okay. Thanks, Judy. Thanks, Kimberly. Oh, they're all right, but yeah, well, luckily it missed the house, but it hit their. They have a what 6-month-old Volkswagen Jetta, and the tree landed on the Jetta. So yeah, don't know if it's totaled yet. They're in the process of getting the tree removed. They had to hire an arborist to come and remove their tree. All right, so now I have to go in on the rocks and add the darkest darks, which I'm going to use my burnt umber straight up for the darkest darks. Actually, I think I'm going to need to add a little bit of my Payne's Gray to the burnt umber. Where did my bottle of Payne's Gray go? All right, who stole my bottle of Payne's Gray? Where did it go? It's in a little squeeze bottle. Hello. It didn't just like disappear. Oh, there it is. I did throw it back in there. It was just hiding. It was hiding. I still need to have some room on this palette for my green. I just need this brown to be just a little darker for better contrast. So adding a little Payne's Gray to my burnt umber. I'm going home the end of June for our July 1st celebrations, so that's when I'll see her next. She's doing okay. She's doing all right. She is having some trouble on and off with her, the stump that her prosthesis is on her right leg, but that's always an issue. Oh, yeah, I like that. Perfect choice, Jean. That Payne's Gray with that really works well. I'm gonna have to put some blue over top of that. Got some brown into the sky there. Bye, Judy. Good night. Hugs to you. Thanks for adding the fun to the chat. Oh my gosh. It just looks so cool. I mean, I know it may sound, I mean, I don't mean it as in like tooting my own horn or anything, but I mean, I think it looks really cool. I'm really liking how this is looking. I mean, why wouldn't do it if I didn't like what I'm getting, right? So I should be proud of my work. It's not bragging. I'm just proud of what's. I think it looks neat. A little too overboard right there. It's all right. I can go back over it with a glaze of that lighter color again. There's just a couple of more cracks here I need to. Alright, so now I need to turn it upside down for this next little part. So I just need to add a little of this dark right here. Because this is actually a separate rock that's in behind this one. It just looks like they're attached because of the angle, but they are not attached. Okay, so. A little bit of the sun is hitting the side of that there. Thanks, Linda. Ha ha ha, Eileen. All right, I'm gonna go back. Oh, almost put it in the wrong side there. I'm gonna go back in. I need to do a little bit of this glaze back over this because I got it too dark there. I think I have to wait for it to dry a little better. All right, now on this one, a lot of this side of this is this darker. A lot of it is dark. I didn't leave enough space. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go back over that. I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna have to gesso over that brown. I filled in that spot. Oh well. There's supposed to be some sky in there. I have to go over it with gesso and fix it. I'm at 2 hours, 1 minute right now, so. Thanks, you guys. All right, so now I just need to fix this spot and I need to fix my sky down in there. I think I'm gonna have to use a little gesso or white paint first in order to go over that brown that I messed up in there. So let's dry this. Oh, hold on, I missed a dark spot. There we go. All right, sorry, just another little coffee here. It's gone now. Oh, just a moment here. Oh, Linda's watching. She just texted me. So she's watching. Hey, Linda White Holloway. Thank you so much. I did not. I need to add some of this dark. Almost forgot. I need to add it over here. Gosh. I noticed that when I looked at it on the computer. There we go. All right. All right, now dry it. It's mostly dry, but I need to go back and fix. CB, I love it. I say go for it. Do you guys think I need to add more clouds in the sky? A little more definition in the sky? Or does it look okay the way it is? Oh, she won't, CB. She'll think it's funny. Dee Dee will think it's funny. What do you think, you guys? Should I add more into the sky there? Okay, I think I'm just going to use my white to fix this spot that's messed up here. Instead of gesso, I've got some white paint here. So it should go over this fine so that I can go back over it with blue again. So Linda, if you're still watching, if the chat won't load, it could be because your view is more than 100%. If you're getting the message that, update your flash or whatever, where the chat usually loads, then you need to go up to the view and zoom and choose either actual size, if that's an option depending on your browser, or sorry, got some white paint on my rock there I had to get rid of. And reduce it to 100%. Then your chat will load and then you can zoom in again. And you have to do that every time you come into Ustream. If your zoom's more than 100%, you have to go to 100% for your chat to load. You think more clouds, May? Before I do the trees, I want to know if I need to add any more clouds in the sky. I have to add more texture here on this sand, kind of rocky bottom here too. But my mom's birthday is December 10th. You think I need? Yeah, I was thinking I kind of need more too. Define these clouds more, just like fluffy clouds. Okay, so let's go back to this to see if I have any blue that's wet enough or not. Yeah, I have enough here to fix this. All right, night, Carol. Thanks for coming. Yeah, I think I don't want to add too much because it was such a beautiful day, but it just seems a little boring still. That's all. So this is my little brush. I'm going to go in and do my final details along the edges of the rock too, where I need to get rid of a little bit of the white still, especially on this rock. Well, it helps if you have paint on your brush. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to do some detail work here. All right, where was the other spot? Oh, over here. So if this ends up being a gift, Eileen, geez, hey Debbie, I missed you coming in, I guess. We're still waiting for you, Paula. I know she's still another hour before Paula normal stream time, so I should have time. I should have time to finish this. All right, and so then the other places I wanted to lighten this up a little bit again, because I just got a little over exuberant with the dark on that. The raw sienna was a really nice choice for that sunshine, because it really makes it look like a kind of an evening, nice yellow sun shining there, and it's somewhat of a transparent color, so it stayed bright with the white clay underneath. Welcome back, Linda. Yeah, Eileen. All right, so before I do, all right, so I need to do so I'm gonna add a little bit of more wispy clouds. All right, so I'm going to use my nice big brush here. Got some white. And now I'm just going to use a little water over here. Oh, gee, you silly girl. Stop being so lazy about it. Right, so now I need a little bit more water again, because just plain water. I'm actually going to get a baby wipe. I'm going to do this with a baby wipe. I'm just gonna at least Dee Dee's going to have a nice video to go to sleep to tonight with my video. Hey Dee Dee, if you're watching. Thanks, Ella. Thanks, you guys. Oh. Too much, too much, too much, too much. Need to spray my brush again. It's because my water is not very clean that's there. When I'm working with white, I want to have a nice clean brush. You want the tops of the clouds to be where your fluffy whitest areas are. Not really rain clouds. I'm not trying to create rain clouds, so I'm not going to put any dark on them. And then I'm going to and the closer to the horizon, the smaller your clouds are going to be because that means they're further away. Thanks, Debbie. Yeah, I think it needed it needed that little extra oomph in the sky for sure. No, can't get that right, so I'm just gonna leave that be. Just gonna leave that be. So now I'm gonna go in with my light blue again, my medium to light blue here. All right, so I'm going to dry the sky. Well, actually, I can just leave the sky dry on its own. Thanks, May. Now, I'm going to take my brush. Where is it, though? My gesso brush. My black gesso. My other... Hold on, I have a hog here. Oh, there it is. a mixture. I'm going to squish down my brush and kind of splay the... I want to get the bristles all out of line. Okay. And then I'm going to pick up some of this medium golden brown, some of the brown, and some of the shading color. Add a little texture here. Okay, let's do the medium first. Because this is all kind of gravelly. It's not plain at all. It looks too smooth. Excuse me, I'm hungry. I'm gonna have to stop and eat before Paula comes on. Oh, Paula didn't go to sleep and not wake up. We're gonna have to tweet. Wake her up. No, Dot, I'm not putting my sister in the painting. I'm not putting my sister in the painting. Or anybody. Now I'm going to do some lighter ones. I have to do another wash because I've got too much white there. That's okay. If I do a wash of gold again, it will tone down that white. Okay, now I need to do a wash. Hog hair, a hog like in a pig. Like oil painting brushes are made with hog hair. All right, so I need to dry this before I do my glaze of gold again. Just thinning it out with a water so that it's a wash of the raw sienna. because I don't really want white on there. I want the lights to be gold, but they just, I got too much white in on my brush when I was trying to mix it. There we go. Actually, I'm going to have to add a little wee bit of a shadow here. Shading. There we go. I just added a little texture down there. Okay. All right, so I'm ready to add the trees. I think I'm gonna do those upside down. Uh-oh. Watercolors. All right. So I need some dark brown. What to do with my dark brown? Alright, so I need raw sienna for the sunny side of the tree branches. I'll do that first. So it's just the elephant rock and this one over here that have trees. Now I'm going to take some of the brown and do my shadow edge. Not a whole lot of detail in this part, just enough so that you realize there's greenery. I mean, it's more like shrubs, not really trees. All right, so now I need a round brush to do the leaves. Although that round brush is not very healthy. I could use this teeny tiny little brush. Oh, wait a minute, here's a round one. This one should work. For the leaves. Alright, so I need to get some greens on here. So I've got Artist Loft, sap green and light green. I'm just going to kind of do a little of both here. Oh, just stuck my finger in white paint. Oh, don't need that much, that's for sure. Oh well. Oh, CB's been leaning on her keyboard again. I'm gonna have to do some jelly printing sometime soon because these paints are starting to get a little thick on me. All right, need to wet my brush. I'll start with my light green, I guess, because it's mostly the It's doing the light first, and then I'll be going over it with the darker. Now adding a little wee bit of dark into this light, by the way. And then I'll go in straight with the dark to define some shape. Right, so let's try that. Judy, watching body painting on TV. Gosh. All right. I think I know when to call things done. What do you think, you guys? Haha. All right, you guys. I had a very naughty chat today. I think the only thing I need is to slightly too afraid to do it. I need to add a little texture into the water. So I think actually I might do it with my hard, oh, where's my hard thin brush? What did I do with it? Because I was going to throw it out, but it actually may work nicely. Because I don't even think I have enough room to do it with a credit card. So this one is so stiff because I obviously didn't get it very clean once and something stuck in it. But that could be good for doing a little, just going to add a little bit more. It was a calm day, so there wasn't any waves in the water, but I think I'm going to just add some. I don't want to use my riggers because my riggers are all my watercolor ones. And I know the water looks like a terrible color, but that's what color it is. So I want to just adding a teeny tiny bit of white here. Thanks, Bunny. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, May. A little bit more dark. Yeah. Maybe, Dot. It's actually a lighter green than I even used. I think it might need some white on some of the, or, oh, I know what it needs. Hold on, I know what it needs. It needs some of that gold. Oh, that's too much, Jean. I need a clean. I need a clean piece of baby wipe. Get that up before it dries. Okay. I know. Look at me, Dee Dee. I'm putting paint on my finger. I could use a gel pen actually. That might even be easier than trying to do it like this. Why didn't I think of that before? Just enough texture. I think actually the trees need. I'm going to try mixing. Oh, not with this brush. Can't do anything with that brush. I'm going to use my little wee. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I have a better, smaller one than that. Just a minute. There, this one. So I'm going to use my teeny tiny little flat brush. And I'm going to take some of my lightest green and a little bit of my raw sienna. And that's going to give me a little bit of olive green to add a little bit more depth to the color. All right, let's try that. Oh no, that's not nice. Don't like that at all. All right, let's just try it with the dark. Let's just do the dark. A little more dark. Let's add a little bit of that dark color I had. A little bit of my Payne's gray to the green. Let's see, that'll give me a darker green there. Let's see if that adds a little definition. There. Yeah, of yellow green. I know. I'm going to try adding just a smidge of, I don't have yellow here with me, so, oh, I do, hold on. I do in craft paint. Let's see if a little bit of this with it. Let's see what this will do. It's too much of a blue-green still. But let's see if I mix this lighter and then add a smidge of that. It's going to turn it olive again, isn't it? Yeah, because it's too. Hold on. Let me get one of my craft paint. I've got a better green in my craft paint right here beside me. And fix these trees because it's the dark's okay now, but it just needs some lights. Hold on. I just have to stand up. Let's see. Where's the good green? Oh, this will work. Yes, May. They're paper plates from KFC that I use for my palettes. They're waxed paper, so they work great for palettes. All right, so I grabbed myself citrus green in my craft paint. I've been collecting KFC plates for like 4 years. I order them whenever I order in. I ask for plates and they give you 3 or 4, but I don't use them to eat. So I use them for pallets. Hey, they charge enough for their food. They can give me a few free plates. That's what I figure. This is going to liven it up very nicely. Actually, I should probably use this one instead of my little one here. I'm trying to just put some on the very end. And this is going to go on the light side. Because I was, way too blue-green when I first, the ones I chose. Oh yeah, this is what it needs. Definitely. Hold on, I need to dry some of that dark. It's not quite dry. I'm really, 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 really liking this. Not bragging, just enjoying my work. No point in doing it if you're not going to enjoy your creation. Oh, that's so much a better color. I knew it was wrong when I chose it. The other colors were too blue instead of a nice yellow-green. Well, still a pretty green. It was just the wrong color. Oh, much better. I think. Just replacing all of that other, just going over top of all the other lighter colors with this citron green. It also helps the darks be more dark. Oh, Ange is at her mom's? Oh, good, good, good. She needs to just let her mom take care of her, wait on her, and she has to get at-home nursing help too. So, poor Anne, she's not had a good year. I think she'll be very happy to have 2018 come. They're not supposed to look like evergreen trees. They're almost looking like pine trees, but they're supposed to be deciduous. But I didn't do a very good job of that. Oh well. Orange, though I don't know how she's gonna do the bill and no work for at least 3 weeks, and then they'll evaluate. It's like, oh dear. Don't know if they have such a thing as disability unemployment down there, but here in Canada we have what's called disability unemployment. There's a 2-week waiting period, but you can actually get unemployment if you're off on disability and you don't have disability with your work. Oh, stop. I just need to get some over here. There. Now remember, it's lighter here than it is in real life. So it's not as light, quite as light in real life as it is there. I'm going to do, there really shouldn't be space here. Kind of goes right down to the rocks, so. Okay. I'm stopping. It is done. It is done. There we go. All right. Gonna sign it. No, I don't want to use the brush. So thanks everyone for coming to my stream. Actually, I think I'm going to use my white gel pen because that one is not working at all. It's not going to show up. And I'm going to do it over here. Yeah, and we don't live in igloos either. All right, thank you for coming. I have to stop my recording. I ran out of time. Thanks a lot, everyone.